Welcome to Fox 54 News at 6. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Gabe Glassman. We're going to start with weather, and we're going to take a look outside the Fox 54 studios earlier. And this is a pretty nice shot, very different to what we saw. You see a few clouds there and that nice blue and orange sky as we end the day here in the Tennessee Valley. We're now joined by Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Jordan, how does the weather look for the rest of the evening?
Yeah, it was really kind of a nice end of the afternoon across the Tennessee Valley, at least in the locations that began to get a little bit of clearing. It actually ended up being a really pretty sunset. Now, don't get too excited about the gradually clearing sky that we've seen in some locations over the last hour or two. The clouds are going to build back in as we head into the overnight. Otherwise, the rest of the evening looks nice and quiet. We're done talking about the rain. We're not even talking about any rain across northeast Alabama, Jackson, DeKalb, and Marshall counties, where we've been talking about rain up until about the last hour or so. That rain has since pushed its way into West Georgia. The good news is that we didn't see any severe weather through the course of the afternoon. The overall threat was incredibly small in the first place, so really glad that that ended up not coming to fruition today. And one of the reasons for that was that the threat for stronger thunderstorms was greater across central and south Alabama, and they did get some stronger thunderstorms this afternoon across central and south Alabama, and that really prevented us from getting much of anything here across the Tennessee Valley, with the exception of the ample rain. Temperatures currently sitting in the 60s across the area. We're not going to be that warm as we head into your Wednesday, and we're going to be even cooler than that as we head into Thanksgiving and Black Friday. We'll discuss it in just a couple of minutes.
We're learning that a man was shot in Decatur earlier today. The Decatur Police Department says the shooting happened near the area of 6th Avenue and East Moulton Street. A man was found with a gunshot wound and was taken to the hospital. His condition is not known at this time. DPD says the shooting is believed to be an isolated incident, and they're now investigating. We'll have more information for you once it becomes available. 4 men were arrested in Blount County following a sting operation targeting suspected child predators. According to court documents, the men you see on your screen thought they were soliciting sexual acts from 15-year-old girls. When they met to meet them, they instead were arrested and booked into the Blount County Jail. Stephen King, Kelly Blancett, Thomas Lamont, and Bradley Miguez have each been charged with traveling to meet a child to perform a sexual act and electronic solicitation of a child. A woman is behind bars accused of stealing more than $60,000 from her employer. The Gunnersville Police Department says Sunrise Industries Incorporated reported the money missing last week. After an investigation, police arrested Julia Marion, a former Sunrise Industries employee. Marion is charged with embezzlement and is currently being held in the Marshall County Jail on a $30,000 bond. Is your car secure? The Madison County Sheriff's Office is warning you to take extra steps to protect your belongings ahead of the holidays. MCSO says criminals will look for easy opportunities to steal anything inside cars, from purses, electronics, and even shopping bags. And these thefts can happen anywhere, including driveways and businesses. The Sheriff's Office urges you to lock the doors and windows and remember to remove valuables from plain sight and stay aware of your surroundings. The No Kings Alliance is promoting an economic boycott against companies they say are enabling abuses of power by the Trump administration. From Thanksgiving to Cyber Monday, the We Ain't Buying It campaign urges shoppers to avoid Target, Home Depot, and Amazon for allegedly caving to bias attacks on DEI, colluding with ICE, and funding the Trump administration to secure corporate tax cuts. The organization wants supporters to instead shop at small, local businesses. A local organization is stepping up this holiday week, gifting Thanksgiving turkey boxes to community members in need. Over the last 2 days, cars lined up outside Downtown Rescue Mission waiting to receive turkeys and turkey boxes, those filled with all the fixins you can think of, including stuffing and mashed potatoes. Organizers tell us they've donated around 900 turkeys and turkey boxes to those who have showed up.
When we first started this, we only did 50 the first year we did it. Last few years, we've been averaging about 750 to 800, so we're up about 100, 150 this year. This is our 29th year doing this, and we just feel like there's people in the community that might not be able to have Thanksgiving if the mission didn't help them out, and really the community. This is a community event, so the community helps these folks be able to have a Thanksgiving.
Then tomorrow at 11 a.m., Downtown Rescue Mission is hosting a Thanksgiving banquet, opening their doors for those looking for a place to have a Thanksgiving meal. The Morgan County Commission and Life South honored a late judge today by teaming up to save lives. The blood drive was in memory of the late Morgan County District Judge and historian David Breland, who passed away in April after a long tenure on the bench. As the season of giving is here, Commission Chairman Ray Long says the drive is perfect. Many are in need of blood. He says it's a great way to honor someone who poured their heart into the community.
Everybody loved him. You could hear him a mile away with his laugh, and I mean, he just knew how to touch people, and you know, he really cared about people, and so that makes you want to honor somebody like it. He just, like I say, and everybody knew him in the community, and everybody knew him here at the courthouse, and so we wanted to honor him with that.
The commission's goal was to have 25 donations. For donating, people received a $25 e-gift card, a t-shirt, a free Witt's barbecue sandwich coupon, and a free A1C screening. Thanksgiving is your chance to support Crisis Services in North Alabama by putting on your running shoes. Crisis Services of North Alabama is inviting the community to participate in the 32nd annual Turkey Trot 5K. The race helps raise critical funds for survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. The event starts Thursday at 8 a.m. in front of Spraggins Hall at the University of Alabama, Huntsville, and costs $35 to enter. Well, today marks the start of Thanksgiving travel period, and AAA forecasting a record-setting holiday stretch between now and Monday. Almost 82 million people are expected to travel at least 50 miles from home, which will beat last year's record. AAA predicts almost 90% of people will drive, with about 6 million choosing to fly, with the FAA expecting today to have the most flights of this holiday period. And locally, the Alabama Department of Transportation announced that starting tomorrow, there will be no temporary lane closures on state interstates because of Thanksgiving. This is expected to lower congestion and improve safety with more people traveling. The suspension goes through Sunday at 11:59 p.m. ALDOT reminds drivers that while planning ahead helps you get to your destination safely, you can also stay safe by buckling your seatbelt, avoiding distracted driving, and designating a sober driver. Shoppers at Food City got a star-studded experience today, all for a good cause. The grocery chain hosted its 19th annual celebrity bagging event to support United Way's annual fundraising campaign. Today's event is extra special as it's the first one in Huntsville. Local groups across the region are volunteered their time to bag groceries, but the support for United Way does not stop there. Customers can contribute to the United Way at checkout through collection containers, or they can have a contribution added directly to their grocery bill.
Local celebrities within the community are all coming out to bag groceries for the United Way, and essentially the money that they raise for their bagging, their tips per se, goes right back to the United Way in Huntsville in Madison County.
Among the celebrities at the Food City off of North Memorial was Huntsville Havoc's mascot Chaos. Students from Drake and Alabama A&M also came out to support later in the day. All money raised benefits will go towards children's books for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. It's very fun. We're now joined by Logan Alexander Russell. Logan, you were there earlier this afternoon. What was the vibe like out there?
I mean, there was a lot of people out there, a lot of excitement. You could see everybody helping to put the bags together of groceries. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, there were a lot of people there from Drake, from Alabama A&M, just different groups in general helping to come together and, for the cause. And
groceries are so important, especially with holiday season. Thanksgiving is coming right up. So this really does come at a perfect time, right?
It really does. It really does. And I mean, you could really see the joy on everyone's faces out there today. So that was the biggest thing.
And the biggest joy I would have, well, on top of, being able to raise money for charity and all that stuff, also seeing Chaos out there. Have you seen Chaos before? I know you're newer to the Tennessee Valley.
Yes.
Have you met Chaos before?
This was my first time.
This was your first time?
Yes, and they photobombed my shot.
Well, that's awesome to hear. Logan, thank you so much for joining us once again.
We've had so many people, actually just patrons in the restaurant, asking, inquiring, how can they help?
A local restaurant is gearing up to give away free Thanksgiving meals, and later in the show, we'll show you their preparations. And this teacher is helping to spark her students' desire to learn. We're heading to Danville Neal Elementary School to meet this top teacher. That's next.
Now, Fox 54's Top Teacher. Sponsored by Calhoun Community College.
I'm excited to introduce this Morgan County educator. She teaches 3rd grade, and one parent says she knows how to make the kids feel comfortable, happy, and safe. I've seen this teacher in action myself. Meet this week's Fox 54's top teacher, Mary Espinosa from Danville Neal Elementary School.
Okay, let's go this way.
Mary Alice Espinosa is always on her feet, following a passion.
Ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to be a teacher. When I grew up, I got married, had children, and was a stay-at-home mom. When they went to school, I was like, I need to do something now, and so I went back to school and fulfilled that dream.
That has led her to Danville Neal Elementary School for 4 years now.
I love 3rd graders. I love this age. 3rd is my place.
It's her happy place. She's been teaching for 19 years, and on this day, it was Pioneer Day.
We'll try this one.
An annual tradition at the school.
We have different stations. They're all volunteers. And then we have little stations where they share their period crafts.
It's crafts like these that she feels helps her students really retain what they've learned.
I'm a lifelong learner, and I want to spark their enthusiasm for learning. I tell them it's true. I learn something new every day.
Principal Tara Morrow sees the light in her students' eyes.
She takes every opportunity she can to just make things come alive and to just really love each student individually for who they are, and looks for ways that she can help each child, meet their needs.
Espinosa knows that 3rd grade does come with its challenges, but it's challenges she knows her students are more than capable of taking on.
It's a hard grade for them, but I love that age because they can do so much themselves, but they still love you. They still hug you. They get sarcasm and humor. They're just on that edge, and I love to cut up with them and joke around with them.
Congratulations, Mrs. Espinosa. Check out the moment she was surprised as a Fox 54 top teacher on Fox 54 Plus. Also, nominated teacher on fox54.com.
Coming up, a music icon planning to open a new business just north of Alabama. We'll tell you what Dolly Parton has planned. Jordan.
Well, the radar looks nice and quiet this evening. We're done talking about any rain or thunderstorm chances across the Tennessee Valley. Now we can begin to focus on Thanksgiving. It's going to be chilly. We'll talk about it in just a few minutes.
Thanksgiving is known as a time to come together as one, and a Madison restaurant is preparing to bring the community together with food. Fox 54 got the chance to visit Chuck's Fish today as volunteers prepared for their first Thanksgiving fest. For kitchen manager Tara Biggerstaff, she says she's been overwhelmed by the community support from Madison to help make this event a success.
Everybody wants to give so much, and we've had so many people, actually just patrons in the restaurant, asking, inquiring, how can they help. and it's for the Madison Visionary Project. Is any donations for this event? So that's an exciting project also. But you know, we're loaded up with volunteers. Everybody's going to be here on Thanksgiving Day. We open up at 11, and we just really hope that everybody shows up.
And later tonight at 9, we'll also hear from the volunteers helping prepare for this fest. A local pizza restaurant is inviting you to Thanksgiving dinner. Valentina's Pizzeria on Browns Ferry Road is hosting a free traditional Thanksgiving meal Thursday featuring all the classics served buffet style with a cash bar. The event is open to everyone from 2 to 4 p.m. with no reservations needed. The restaurant is also looking for volunteers. If you're interested, you can contact the email address on your screen, info@valentinaspizzeria.com. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency released some tips today to keep you safe while driving in the rain. Aaliyah says it's important to drive defensively. This means keeping your distance from the car in front of you and keeping yourself prepared for changes in the condition of the road. Slick surfaces can make quick stops more difficult, so remember to brake gently. Finally, don't drive distracted. Put your phone away and pay attention to the road.
Now, the Tennessee Valley's certified most accurate forecast from the FOX54 Weather Impact Team.
And we take a look outside. This is the weather in Huntsville earlier this afternoon. This is actually the downtown rescue mission we were talking about a little bit ago. It was wet there, and it was an overcast day, and it was a pretty rainy day to be on the roads, Jordan.
I mean, listen, it can only get better from here. Even if it's going to be cooler tomorrow, it can literally only get better.
That's a good news. That's great news. Because I would say, I think a lot of people would agree with me, driving in the dry is a lot better than driving in the wet. I would say so.
Yes, if we're thinking about driving almost exclusively, then yes, I would prefer to not have to drive in the rain, which is thankfully something we're not talking about this evening. So if you're waiting on somebody to get home from work, well, good news. We don't have any rain to deal with. Roadways still might be a little damp, but in some cases, we've been done with rain for the last several hours. Really, locations west of the I-65 corridor haven't been talking about any rain for the last 3 or 4 hours. Over the last hour and a half or so, the rain has finally begun to move out of northeast Alabama, so we're dry there as well. Jackson, DeKalb, and Marshall counties also not talking about any rain, and we're nice and dry up across southern Middle Tennessee. I do think that for the most part, we're probably going to stay dry as we head into the overnight and then early into your Wednesday morning. The overall threat for severe weather was incredibly small this afternoon. It never came to fruition. It was a conditional threat for severe weather, which means a certain list of items had to occur in exactly the right order for severe weather to come to fruition, and it just simply did not happen. One of the reasons for that is because we did have some stronger thunderstorms across central and south Alabama. Some of that activity is actually ongoing this evening. Now, they have canceled the tornado watch that was in effect for central and south Alabama, but they are still talking about some thunderstorms that are packing a bit of a punch as that cold front continues to push its way on through. Now, if you've lived here long enough, you know that if we get stronger thunderstorms to our south, across central Alabama or south Alabama, it is typically very difficult for us to get much in the way of any sort of strong or severe activity across North Alabama and southern Middle Tennessee. Typically, those storms to our south tend to suck whatever energy is available up here down into those storms further to the south, and we just end up getting rain, which is what we got today. Some of us got 1.5 to 2 inches of rain. Current temperatures across the Tennessee Valley, many of us currently sitting somewhere in the 60s. Now, we're not going to move much as we head into the overnight. When it's all said and done, we're only going to drop off into the low and mid 50s. 52 at 7 o'clock in the morning. Maybe some of the kids still have school tomorrow. I always went to school through Wednesday. We only got Thursday and Friday off back when I was in high school. 51 degrees at 8, 52 at 9, 53 by 10 a.m. From there, we warm up a couple of more degrees. We're going to climb into the mid-50s tomorrow afternoon. I've got a high temperature right around 57 degrees. And when I say tomorrow afternoon, I mean the earliest hours of tomorrow afternoon. It'll probably be 11 o'clock in the morning or 12 noon when we see that 57. And then temperatures are actually going to begin to fall off. And when they begin to fall off, they are really gonna fall. We drop into the lower 30s Wednesday night early into your Thursday morning. Let's talk about your Thanksgiving. It's going to be on the chillier end of the spectrum, though with plenty of sunshine, but it is going to be quite chilly. 49 degrees on Thanksgiving. That's all the better we're going to do. We're actually going to be well below where we should be this time of year. The average high temperature on Thanksgiving right around 60 degrees. Just as cool as we head into your Black Friday. As a matter of fact, we're going to be a little bit cooler. I've got a high temperature right around 45 degrees. And if you're going to be going out early on Black Friday, we're going to start quite cold. We're going to start Black Friday off in the mid and upper 20s. Maybe you're going down to the Iron Bowl this weekend. Not bad. 55 degrees in the afternoon. Now the game does start at 6:30 p.m., so it's going to be cooler than that, of course. So grab a jacket, but otherwise 55 degrees in the afternoon. If you're going to be participating in any tailgating, a mix of sunshine and cloud cover. It's going to be dry. All told, it's actually going to be a really nice day down in Auburn. Have a good look at the next 7 days. 57 for your Wednesday, 49, 45 Thanksgiving and Black Friday, again with plenty of sunshine. More cloud cover builds into the Tennessee Valley as we head into your Saturday. Temperatures only climbing into the lower 50s both days, 53 Saturday and Sunday. Rain builds into the Tennessee Valley late Saturday night and then early into Sunday morning. Sticks with us in some capacity through Sunday afternoon. We stay below average as we head into Monday and Tuesday of next week. At this point, we're now talking about the early days of December. 48 on Monday, 50 degrees by the time we get to next Tuesday, with additional opportunities for rain next week.
The shopping season is approaching fast, and the U.S. Space and Rocket Center is preparing to offer various discounts on their well-known camps. From Black Friday through Cyber Monday, you can save $500 on all week-long camps. This includes Space Camp and U.S. Cyber Camp, among others. The Rocket Center is also allowing you to put $500 down when booking. Sales begin Friday using the code BLAST500. Fox 54 is proud to sponsor Toys for Tots, and here's how you can help bring smiles to kids across the Tennessee Valley. The organization needs warehouse volunteers to sort and organize toys during the final push before distribution. Donations are also urgently needed for children of all ages. Toys must be dropped off by December 13th. For a full list of drop-off locations and volunteer information, you can visit fox54.com. The University of North Alabama Marching Band has made its way to the Big Apple for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, finishing their first TV dress rehearsal last night. Take a listen to this. You can hear the Marching Pride rehearsing. The school announced the band selection last year and has been preparing for their national appearance in New York City for months. Outside of rehearsal, band members are also taking in the sights and sounds of NYC. Dolly Parton is opening a new venture, a travel stop in Tennessee. Dolly says the concept came to her after years of touring. Specific design details have not been revealed for the rebrand of the Tennessean travel stop. However, it's described as a southern hospitality destination where family road trippers and truck drivers alike will feel welcome and comfortable to rest and recharge before getting back on the road. There will be curated dining, regional retail, and modern amenities. Dolly's Tennessean travel stop will be located in Cornersville near the Alabama border. It's expected to open early next summer with more locations planned for the future.
North Alabama football season came to a close over the weekend. They said goodbye to Brawley Stadium. We'll put a bow on that season. Next in sports.
Fox 54 Sports is sponsored by Alpha Insurance.
A disappointing end to a disappointing season. Good evening and welcome to sports. It was a brutal year for North Alabama football, and it came to a close with an overtime loss to Southern Utah. The Lions, now in year 3 for UNI head coach Brent Dearman, proved once again to be non-competitive in their league as they lost some tight games, got blown out in others, finishing the year 2-10 with just one victory against a Division I team. But next year, the beginning of a totally new era for the Lions. Saturday's game was their last at Brawley Stadium, and they'll make the move to Bank Independence Stadium next year. We do know head coach Brent Dearman will be back, as Josh Looney recently announced his support for the head coach. Here's Dearman's message to the fans after the loss.
Don't quit on us. And it was amazing to see the fan base show up tonight. I mean, came in a game with 2-9 team and have the home stadium side field was an amazing environment for our players. Hats off to this area. Hats off to our alumni, our fan base, for the way they showed them. I thought our players played that way. I thought our players played their hearts out for this university. I thought our coaches coached their hearts out for this university.
And sticking with UNA, the Lions, the men's basketball team, took down Tennessee Southern today 90-60 out in Florence. That's it for sports. Tonight at 9, we will have highlights from that victory for the Lions. Gabe?
Thanks, Nick. Coming up on Fox 54 News at 9, consumers are getting ready to save during Black Friday, but ever-changing tariff policies could impact your shopping experience. We'll tell you more. It's the fallout from an investigation over lawmakers who allegedly told U.S. troops to defy what they call illegal orders. We'll take you to the Pentagon for their investigation. And a local restaurant is preparing to serve the community this Thanksgiving. That's coming up on Fox 54 News at 9. All right, y'all, this is crazy. Staff at a Buddhist temple in Thailand were left shocked after discovering a woman brought to them in a coffin was still alive. The temple posted a video on Facebook showing the moments they discovered a woman lying in a white coffin in the back of a pickup truck after her brother brought her to be cremated. That's when the temple manager heard the woman inside knocking. She has since been sent to a nearby hospital. It's one of my biggest fears of all time. That lady just lived out.
Is people thinking you're dead and then not actually being?
Yes, because imagine like being buried alive in a coffin. Imagine.
So that's the fear. The fear is the
Yeah.
buried alive part.
Fear is the buried, being in a coffin, and then imagine your dad arise from the dead, and then all of a sudden you're back, and you have no idea where you are.